Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video, I'd like to expand on a point I mentioned within a recent post I had done regarding the parting of ways. And my context here is specifically going to be when it comes to relationships. Now, for me in my life, before I understood my relationship with emotions and feelings and the difference between infatuation, desire, and love, when it came to a relationship, I immediately transitioned into an emotional dependence on the relationship. And the emotional dependence being that of, the relationship has to fulfill my feelings, my insecurities, my lack, my not good enough, So from that perspective, it's like the relationship on an emotional level completed me. And obviously at the time, because I knew nothing else, that seemed to me like, that's how it is. That's what relationships are about. But interestingly enough, every single relationship that started within that very starting point eventually broke down. And we parted ways, either myself or the other. And, over a couple of times of being exposed to this, not only myself, but also through many others, you kind of have to take a step back and really look at, okay, but what am I really doing here? What is this all really about? What is the value, the meaning, the worth really of relationship? And I started writing it down for myself. So, okay, what does a relationship mean for me? And it was fascinating that at the time, when I understood nothing else, all that was on that piece of paper was myself. And there was nothing of the other there, in terms of really looking at myself, but why was I in this relationship? What did it do for me? And what did I feel they did for me? And it was all about just me, and my feelings within it all. I said, wait a minute. What about the rest of me? What about the rest of the other person? What is this life really about? So, that obviously took me into a process of first going, okay, look, there's this part of me that's kind of, in a way, it felt like there was this part of me that was coming out, and whenever I would start a relationship, and that part of me would be like almost the other half of me going, oh my God, I've got a relationship. Yes, I'm going to be complete and I'm going to be fulfilled, So it's like, okay, that part of me needs to be sorted out now. What is, so everything I place on a dependency within a relationship, I redefine and started living for myself. Not saying that in relationships later, I still face the same patterns inside myself and habits and things like that. But I definitely walked my relationship with much more maturity and awareness of myself, of them, of always focusing myself back to me and them and our life together in the future. So the point here is a dimension that I want to share that I realized personally by having a look at my relationships being founded on pure emotion and feelings within the premise of dependency. Here, you can have a look at those times where you look back at your past relationships or even your recent past one. And, you've almost always got this feeling or sense inside of you that you want some closure, that you want to it had to have had some meaning, some purpose, because sometimes we can really feel hurt by what had happened, deeply so. And, as I was even walking through my process, there have been ones where, it almost feels as though your heart is literally sore. It's painful. And it took time to get through it, to understand it, to not in a way, reason it or justify it or excuse it, but really on a deep level within yourself, understand it in a way where you finally come at peace with yourself. And those words are specific because I realized that whenever there was a part within me where I felt like I needed closure, where I needed to understand more, I needed to see deeper into the reason why, that why. I found that I only found that real peace, that understanding, that deep realization when I found a piece of myself. And what I mean by finding that piece of yourself is you've got to ask yourself that difficult question, which I realized I did not want to ever ask myself. I always wanted to kind of stay in that safe zone of, this bad thing happened to me and I'm so torn up about it and heart sore and it's so painful. You can go so victimized and emotional about what had happened. And I'm not in any way trying to discriminate against that emotional trauma that you go through. That's very real at the time, but when it goes on for months or even years after, then it's kind of, you've got to ask yourself, whoa, what's happening here? What am I doing here to myself? And, once you get through that and you realize you've got to get a grip on yourself, on your life, on your future, on who you are, you finally see that peace within you that you have to, in a way, face and confront and question in a way of asking yourself, okay, what did I do wrong? And this wrong is, we sometimes use those words in a bad way inside ourselves. We go, but what did I do wrong? Why me? And we use it in a way of judging ourselves. But actually, it's a valid question. You just have to redefine the word wrong. So, for example, like that, okay, yes, what did I do wrong? But in the sense of, where's my responsibility in what has happened here? And not only that, but why did it keep on happening? Why is this a repetitive pattern in every single relationship that I've been in? What is my life, my creation, my relationship right here in the experience of it trying to show me about who I am? And is it difficult sometimes? Is it bad? Is it hard? Fuck yes. But we've got to ask ourselves, is it harder asking ourselves that question and being honest about it and changing ourselves, or will it be harder torturing ourselves and tormenting ourselves, creating the same thing over and over and over again? So, when you can have that courage and strength within you to face that hard question and ask yourself it, you transition through that process of not making the things that happen to you personal in the sense of personal as in, okay, it defines everything of me. I'm so bad, I'm so wrong, I'm not good enough, this is that. And you instead go into the maturity of self-creation, of empowering yourself and realizing that you can reflect on yourself, your life, your experiences in a way that really genuinely helps you grow and expand. And it is extraordinary what you can create in the times to come by doing that one simple change within you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for being here, for listening, and see you again in videos to come.